Hi, I'm Katerina. You're watching Dante's Boxing Nation.
It's shocking. It's just shocking. I can't really comment on it, but yeah, it's pretty shocking. My perspective is, who's their trainer? I mean, if there's 4 fighters who are testing positive for whatever drug, well, who's the trainer? Because the trainer should oversee that. The trainer should overlook that. You know, whether they have a nutritionist, whether they have a doctor, but the trainer is in charge. So I don't know, maybe you should talk to him.
Dante's Boxing Nation, what's going on, guys? So that was Oscar De La Hoya reacting to the news that Jaime Munguia, he just tested positive for PEDs, boosting his testosterone levels for his rematch fight against Bruno Saras. In the first fight, he was knocked out cold, comes back, wins a 12-round decision in the rematch, and tests positive for PEDs. Oscar De La Hoya, he was pointing out the obvious, that by this point, everyone should be extremely suspicious of the trainer Eddie Renoso, who is the only trainer in the sport of boxing that has an entire camp of fighters that keep testing positive for PEDs. And correction, it's not 4 fighters, it's 6 fighters that tested positive that was training with Eddie Renoso or was associated with Eddie. I'm telling you guys right now, if this was happening in any other sport, I'm talking about NFL, the NBA, something like that, this would be the biggest news in the country, the biggest scandal, the biggest controversy. Netflix would already be working on a documentary on this. But because this is the wild, wild west of boxing, this is just like everyday news. Write an article and go to the next article. It becomes like a 3 or 5 day story. After that, it's all forgotten about. These old media reporters, they go back to interviewing Canelo Alvarez, praising him, acting like nothing ever happened. Like I said, by way of contrast, if this was any other sport, there would have been an investigation by now. And I'm telling you guys, since the sport of boxing is so rife with corruption, if they did an investigation looking for 1 dead body, they're going to end up finding 30. Because what investigators would find out is the story doesn't just end with some boxer testing positive, like Munguia, Ryan Garcia, Canelo Alvarez. No, because now there are links to New York State Athletic Commission or the WBC. When the WBC, he tried to protect Canelo Alvarez after he tested positive. So if they did a serious investigation, a lot of people would go down. So now we know if any boxer is going to be fighting against one of Eddie Reynoso's boxers, you better make sure that they are being tested to the fullest extent. I'm talking about real Olympic-style drug testing. In fact, if I was Terence Crawford, I would have Canelo Alvarez being tested right now. It should be year-round testing. You guys have to understand, one of the main reasons an athlete is going to cheat because he does not have the confidence of winning on an even playing field. Jaime Munguia, he got knocked out by a journeyman, somebody he was supposed to beat easy. But he didn't even have the confidence that he could come back and avenge that loss, so he had to try to guarantee a win by cheating. Ryan Garcia is another perfect example against Devin Haney. Ryan Garcia, he did not want that fight at the time they were pushing him to fight Devin Haney. And this is the reason why when Ryan Garcia took the fight, he acted like he was on drugs, he acted like he was drinking alcohol, like he needed all kind of help, etc., leading up to the fight. And Ryan even said after the fight, at the post-fight press conference, he said all of that was fake. You guys really believe me? You guys really thought I was drinking alcohol? No, that was all fake. Ryan Garcia, he did that just in case he lost. So if he loses, he could use the excuse, I wasn't training, I was doing drugs, I was doing that. That's the reason why he act like that. After Ryan Garcia already got knocked out by Javante, he said to himself, damn, y'all just seen me get knocked out by Tank. Now y'all gonna make me fight Devin Haney? Okay, if y'all gonna do me like that, then I'm putting in a cheat code. So he purposely came in overweight. He purposely came in on PEDs. All of this was the plan. from the day he signed the contract to take this fight. In fact, it's pretty ironic when you think about the similarities when it comes to Ryan Garcia going into the Devin Haney fight and Canelo going into the Crawford fight. Because way before the Devin Haney fight, Ryan had always said he felt that Devin Haney would be his most difficult fight out of the Super Four. He was talking about, comparing him to Gervonta, to Teofimo Lopez. I played the clip for you guys of Ryan saying this many times. So because he felt this would be his most difficult fight, he had to cheat. Now when it comes to Canelo versus Crawford, listen to the way Eddie Renoso talks about Crawford. Look at the way he praises him.
Sí, la verdad es un peleador muy, muy completo. Creo que es de los mejores boxeadores que ha habido en la historia del boxeo. Del 1 al 5, me atrevo a decir, Terence Crawford tiene todo. Vamos a tener un difícil compromiso, pero nos vamos a preparar muy bien, mejor que nunca para ganar esa pelea.
Eddie said, yes, he is a very complete fighter. I think he is one of the best boxers that ever lived, from 1 to 5. I dare to say that Terence Crawford has everything. We are going to have a difficult commitment, but we are going to prepare ourselves better than ever to win this fight. Now I want you guys to listen to what Eddie Renoso said way before the Crawford fight. In fact, this was before the Munguia fight.
Creo que en esta etapa de la carrera de Saúl tenemos que ser bien cuidadosos en todo lo que vamos a hacer más adelante. ¿Por qué? Porque ya son los últimos años que va a tener Saúl como peleador, y tenemos que hacer realmente lo que le convenga a Saúl en sus intereses, y como te digo.
So this is what Eddie said. He said, I think at this stage for Saul, we have to be very careful in everything we are going to do further on, because these are Saul's last years as a fighter. And we have to really do what is convenient for Saul and what's in his best interest, end quote. Guys, that does not sound like a trainer with confidence. It doesn't sound like he's a trainer that truly believes that his fighter, Canelo Alvarez, is the best fighter in the world or the greatest Mexican fighter of all time. He was saying this when Canelo was like 33 years old. Crawford is 37 right now. Floyd Mayweather was 36 when he beat Canelo Alvarez. Crawford will be 38 when he fights Canelo, and we've never heard Crawford's trainer talk like this about Crawford. We've never heard Floyd Mayweather's trainers talk like this about him. They made excuses for Canelo Alvarez when he was 23. 10 years later, when he's 33, his trainer is still making excuses for him why he cannot fight the best fighters in the world, why he's not good enough to beat the best fighters in the world. Because that's what he was basically saying in that clip right there. Like I said, once again, that clip was almost 2 years ago. Now Canelo is 35.
When the greatest Canelo came out, the one that you guys seen that fought Triple G the first time, bro, dude popped dirty for clenbuterol, bro. Why do you think the second fight didn't happen? So for me, seeing that was the best Canelo I've ever seen. But that was Canelo off of steroids. Everybody else that he fought Amir Khan, he fought Daniel Jacobs, he fought, what the f is his name, Billy Joe Saunders, Caleb Plant. These guys are all weak, bro. So for me, that's why I feel like I see Canelo Alvarez and I see like, he's not as good as everybody thinks. Because the best one that fought Golovkin that first time was off clenbuterol. That was the best Canelo I've ever seen, and that's why he looked so good, because he was off clenbuterol.
And the crazy thing is, David Benavidez is saying that's when we seen the best Canelo, when he fought Golovkin the first time. The funny thing is, Canelo didn't even look that good in that first fight. If you guys recall, that was the fight where Canelo was constantly moving around the ring, what race fans will call running. I mean, don't let me put the clips together of him constantly moving in the ring, because Canelo, he had all the respect in the world for Gennady Golovkin's power that night. And a lot of people believe, the majority of people believe, he lost the first fight to Gennady Golovkin. Listen, man, the Canelo we seen against Gennady Golovkin is the exact same Canelo that we see today. The only difference is, when Canelo was fighting against Golovkin, that's the last time he was fighting against a dangerous, top-notch opponent and made the fight competitive. Because before that, the last time he fought a top guy or the best fighter in the world, he completely got dominated and lost every round against Floyd Mayweather. He was losing the majority of rounds to Amir Khan. He lost the majority of rounds to Billy Joe Saunders. The majority of rounds he lost to Sergey Kovalev. Like a Deontay Wilder, it was his power that bailed him out of trouble. And his power and size is what he's hoping will bail him out of trouble in this Terence Crawford fight. But because Canelo has already cheated before, and he trains with Eddie Renoso, and as good as Eddie tells us Terence Crawford is, Terence, he better make sure. Like I said, there better be some serious Olympic-style random drug testing in this fight, because I would not put it past them that they are going to do whatever it takes to win this fight. Canelo already has a massive size advantage, but there's a possibility that they're thinking that's not enough. We need more than that. And this is the reason why random drug testing starting now should have been a stipulation in the contract. But I know with Crawford being the type of fighter that he is, he's the opposite of Canelo. Crawford, he has all of the confidence. He truly believes in his ability. He truly believes he's the best fighter of all time. And he always wants to prove it, which is the reason why he's jumping up 3 weight classes, fighting a guy who has serious power and will be much bigger than him naturally, with no rehydration clause and no year-round drug testing. Now, I know Terence Crawford is extremely confident, but he better make sure leading up to the fight that Canelo is being tested. You know, I hate when I hear fighters say, yeah, you know, I've been tested. They've been coming over and testing me, but I don't know how many times they went over and tested my opponent. That's something you should know. I mean, whenever your opponent is tested, you should be notified. With that being said, I'm going to go ahead and wrap this video up. That's all I got for now, guys. I'm on to the next one.
But what we don't talk about is, you know, Canelo. Steroids. Y'all don't talk about that. So we don't know. We really don't know all the fighters he beat. And he was what? He could have been not clean in a lot of fights.
You think he was clean the night he fought?
I'm saying, I don't know. I don't know. That's y'all. This Canelo. Come on, man. This kid was a cakewalk. Kid, easy.
All right, now check this out, guys. If you're looking to repair eczema scars, burns and bruises, dark spots and blemishes, the fever blisters, diabetic ulcers, this right here is the perfect product for you guys. It's called LODE Face and Body Oil. Athletes and top-ranking boxers, they're also using it after training to reduce swelling, inflammation, and to ease the pain. So get yours today. Go to LODE.com, like them on Facebook, and follow them on Instagram. Let me tell you guys about Issa Israel Law Firm. It is a full-service legal practice based in Denver, Colorado, an emerging hub for combat sports and high-altitude training. If you're a fighter inside or outside of the ring and you need a law firm you can trust to fight for you, visit thefighterfirm.com or email help@iilawfirm.com. Legal representation is usually limited to plaintiffs or defendants in Colorado, but iFirm can help anyone in the world with trademarking their business name, logos, and U.S. immigration issues. This brother has been my attorney for a while and helped guide me through all kinds of business and civil issues, so make sure you guys go to thefighterfirm.com.